So the big news yesterday in AI was from OpenAI. They launched something called Deep Research, and it's only available for Pro Plan members. Which the Pro Plan is the $200 a month version, which I've never had. I've had I currently have a Claude subscription, like the $20 a month Pro one. I use that for writing tasks. I have the OpenAI $20, or I had the OpenAI $20 a month subscription to where I used to make images, do kind of other menial lower level tasks, so I'm not wasting my Claude usage. And then the $20 a month for Cursor, which is amazing for programming. Well, after watching that last night, talking about OpenAI, talking about deep research, I decided this morning to upgrade my plan. So I upgraded my plan to the $200 a month Pro plan, just so I can get access to deep research. And it comes with 100 uses a month. So what in the heck is it? And you see here Sam Altman, when he tweeted out yesterday, it's like a superpower. He says it can go to the internet, do complex research and reasoning, and give you back a report. And from what they were claiming, it sounds fantastic, like academic quality papers on a topic. It doesn't have the right now AI. When we use it right, it's very limited. It's trying to do something for a few seconds. It's doing a thing or two. With this, they're saying, like, yeah, it can run for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour before it comes back to you. So I just used it one time this morning to help me with a project. It took about 4 minutes to run. Let's take a look. Let's try it on something else. So we go over here. I'm in my Chat GPT, once again upgraded to the Pro version. We see here O1, and I'm clicking on Deep Research. So once again, I'll get 100 of these a month now if I keep on the Pro membership. So I wasn't sure what I was going to use, but I was just talking to my good buddy Dave, or Options Dave, today, and this is what we're going to see. Please help me understand best practices and techniques for performing forensics and IR incident response on AI systems in an organization. So, what it's going to do now is it should come back with some clarifying questions, right? And before it gets into what it's doing, it's asking me a few clarifying questions. So, let's take a look at what we're going to respond to these with. If we look here, detecting and analyzing, what are we most interested in? Detecting and analyzing adversarial attacks, yes. Investigating data poisoning, yes. Monitoring AI systems, yes, yes. Any specific tools or frameworks? Not really. So let's say no specific tools, but otherwise all of the above. And let's see, it should now be off. You taking off? You doing your thing, buddy? All right, beautiful. It is now taking off. So last time, like I said, I only ran it one time so far this morning. It took about 4 minutes to run. We'll see how long this takes to run. But what it should do in a second, what it did before, is it opened up another column on the right-hand side where we could actually monitor what it was doing. And I personally thought that was really, really cool. So we'll see if it does the same thing here. We see it starting the research. And once again, they, according to what I watched last night from OpenAI, they said it could run for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, even half an hour, doing research and gathering up information and kind of analyzing results before it gets back to us. So the question I asked this morning, it's for a project I'm working on, was a little more specific. This one is a little more open-ended, and so we'll see how it does. All right, so it's starting to, we see there, okay, let's break this down. It's a little stream of thought, piecing together accuracy of the white paper, AI and cybersecurity, which seems to focus on this. Beautiful, beautiful. So it's up to one source. It should start adding in quite a few more. Mapping out critical areas. Each needs robust citations to offer valuable insights. Okay, I like this. Looking at AWS documents. All right, Leeway Hertz, boom, boom. Digging into model theft, extraction, prompt injection. Read more, piecing together the text, analyzing the user's request. So it's up to 4 different sources that it's looking at or has looked at now and kind of analyzing results from them. evaluating DHS adversarial AI report to pinpoint mitigation strategies, diving into the PDF to pinpoint the significant sections. All right, I'm liking all of this so far. We're up to 6 sources that it's kind of analyzing and going through, doubling down on the old DHS there. See it diving deeper into the sources, looking at appendixes, kind of thinking about how to, what to focus on. This is pretty doggone cool. It is. We're up to 10 sources right here. All right, it's added in a few more sources, searching for model drift detection, thinking through concepts presented in that article. Involves exploring, piecing together how to spot and manage AI model drift with effective strategies, thinking about exploring specific lines to link them effectively. Yeah, this is kind of cool. $200 a month is not cheap, but this is kind of cool. We'll see how it goes. Searching for detected poisoning training data, curious about Cisco's outshift's potential benefits. Needs future outshift at Cisco, emphasize continuous. Interesting. God, I don't want a dystopian future where companies like sponsor AI models and it automatically inserts their results. Okay, looking at monitoring logs and telemetry now to spot anomalies, AI system log anomalies, scalable. All right, beautiful. We're up to 17 sources, 18 sources now that it's kind of running through, focusing on monitoring to detect anomalies. It's looking at a few more resources now to talking about AI system logs, enhancing log clarity. Interesting. Isolating systems, gathering evidence, restoring models. Trend micro. Updating the search terms to focus on response steps, breach AI model aims to pinpoint. Beautiful. So it's adding like new searches in based on what it's seeing so far. Researching those, up to 24 sources that it's kind of looking through right now. Mapping out use of IR frameworks like NIST or SANS. Hey, I know SANS. Considering adapting them for model incidents. Curious, interestingly enough, I'm curious about AWS usage, closely examining the options. It's going off on a tangent. I love it. I love that it's going off on tangents. I've never felt more seen. Tracking unauthorized actions, creating, deleting models, altering logs, or tampering with code running during IR detection process. Okay. What do we got here? Thinking about unauthorized activities and malicious input attempts to identify signs of a breach, followed by detecting and isolating the effective model. All right, let's look at CrowdStrike. It's up to 28 sources now. Thinking Zendata's AI Incident Response 101 might outline steps for managing AI failures or unintended AI outcomes. All right. It's been running for a while now, so let's. I'm curious to see what this end result looks like. Looking at Australian government cyber website, up to 32 sources. Continuous improvement runtime, maybe room for value engineering to be integrated in calculations for clarity. Thinking about whether protecting and production is covered under the robust architecture. It's been thinking about this step for a little while now. I'm pausing it when it's just kind of thinking and doing its thing. But even with pausing it, it's the videos. We're almost at the 10-minute mark. So, and granted, it hasn't been thinking that entire time. Part of it was just me talking, but still, it's been thinking about this step right now for probably close to a good 2 minutes. All right, I think we're up to probably around 5, 6 minutes now with thinking on this. So if it was just like a normal thing running, I would be afraid that it kind of lock up and froze. I think there's still a tiny part of me that thinks it is, but the fact that they said yesterday it can think of 5, 15, even 30 minutes on things. So I'll be curious to see how long this ends up doing. But yeah, we're at least at the 5 minute mark right now at this step right here, just reading what it's seeing there. So yeah, hat tip to the Aussie government for just packing their website full of so much information that ChatGPT just can't get enough of it. All right. Right as I recorded that last part, it kind of broke. Found a little bit more, not broken in a bad way, just came 3 of it. All right, so looks like it ends up, and it just finished. It ran for 15 minutes. It ended up checking 34 sources and then produced this report: Forensics and Incident Response in AI Systems, Best Practices and Techniques. It analysis and attribution, investigating data poisoning and model drift. I like how it has the understanding, so we understand what it is, and we see here it's actually cited. So if you want more research on that, if you want to go kind of see where this is coming from, we can go here and read more on it. That's really cool. And so it's understanding, it's explaining it, and then it's giving us some detection methods, and then some remediation and response methods for everything on there. So monitoring and mitigating model drift. Once again, we have understanding it, detection methods, and then mitigation strategies. So I am going to go ahead and call this one a win. Key logging procedures, right, things to it. And once again, kind of giving us links to the underlining steps. How long is this too? It's pretty good and in-depth. I mean, it's a decent length right there too. We'll have to export it out and actually see. But this is pretty cool, right? We started this off with a Sam Altman tweet. Let's go look at another Sam Altman tweet that was just from an hour ago. And I think this nails it because this is a really cool capability. That's why I upgraded to the $200 a month plan this morning to play with it and kind of test it, because I wanted to test it and be able to speak to it. But is it worth it, right? That's a very difficult and individual decision. For me, the $20 a month that I spent on Claude is a no-brainer. Cursor is a no-brainer. OpenAI, honestly, I could probably kind of do without. But once again, it's very rare that I hit my limit on Claude. But I still like to have 2 to kind of be able to diversify, to go back and forth and have, if nothing else, a backup option. But there's a big difference between 20 and 200. And you see there, I think he kind of nailed it here. When we launched OpenAI Pro Plan in December, I thought it was only a good deal for extreme power users. And yeah, I think that was basically the general consensus. The people that were paying for it were like, yeah, no, you absolutely don't need it. Now, if we can use deep research 100 times a month, right? And the SOAR, the video generation, doesn't really do much for me. The unlimited ChatGPT and O1 Pro, I haven't been hitting my limit on that. So that's pretty much a non-starter. I wish maybe it would come with some API queries built in. That would be nice. Although like the mini models are ridiculously cheap to run, to be fair. Operator, I haven't really played around with the new mode where it can take over your browser and do things, so I'll have to play with that and cut a few videos on that. But I will say, before I would have thought 200, no way, like no chance is it worth it. Now it's a maybe. Right? It's a maybe, so I'll probably leave this running for a month or two to upgrade it for a month or two just to see, am I getting use of it? You know, how do I like the results? But right now, the early indications are this looks pretty doggone good. So, all right, like I said, I wanted to check this out so you could see what it looked like without having to pay the $200 a month for yourself. If you get a chance, if you get this and play with it, let me know how it goes. Thanks.